Meatballs are amazing in itself, but become incredibly delicious when combined with a creamy mushroom sauce. In order to make low-calorie meatballs, I will use extra lean ground beef. This particular one has 5% fat. If you only have access to regular beef, that is fine. It will have double the amount of calories because usually they come in with 20% fat. 200 grams goes into a bowl. Now, lean ground beef usually becomes very dry when cooked, so to avoid this, I will do the following. Into a glass, I will add 50 grams of buttermilk. Buttermilk is relatively low in calories and will add a slight tang to the meatballs. And then comes a sneaky trick that I read in the book The Food Lab from Kenji Lopez-Alt. I will add in 9 grams of dry gelatin. Gelatin is what gives long braised meat this mouthful feeling after the collagen breaks down after hours of cooking. So by adding this powder into the meat mixture, we can replicate this juiciness in the meat. Mix it and set it aside. Next, I will dice a small yellow onion. I don't like have bigger chunks of onion in my meatballs, so I will dice them very fine. Also, some people fry onions before adding them into the meat. I won't do this personally, but you can totally fry onions for a couple of minutes in a bit of oil before adding them into the meat. I will also chop up a bunch of parsley, which is about 5 grams, and then I will also use 1 slice of sandwich bread. I will cut off the crust around the edges and then chop this into small pieces. Bread will help retaining moisture when baking and will make the meatball juicier, which is important especially since we use lean beef. Everything goes into the bowl, followed up by 25 grams of egg white. This will help binding everything, 1 minced clove of garlic, my buttermilk and gelatin mixture, a strong pinch of salt and freshly ground black pepper. Then I will add spices. I will go with 1/4 teaspoon of chili powder and 1/2 teaspoon of paprika, but you can also add other spices that you want to try like cumin, turmeric or dried oregano. Now take your hands and really go in and mix everything thoroughly until it turns into one homogeneous meat mixture. Take your time with this. Here's a small trick to check the seasoning of meatballs so you don't get surprised after baking them. Strip off a tiny bit of meat, add it into a microwave safe container and microwave it at high heat for 10 seconds until the meat is cooked through. Now you can taste it and decide if you need more salt or any other spices. These taste pretty good, so I will roll them now into 5 meatballs. You can make them bigger or smaller if you want, but then you need to adjust the baking time. Bigger meatballs obviously need more time in the oven. These now get into a preheated oven in 180 degrees Celsius or 350 F for 18 to 20 minutes. So as the meatballs are in the oven, I will make a creamy mushroom sauce. I will start with chopping up 250 grams of mushrooms. Mushrooms will collapse and become very tiny once they are cooked, so don't worry about making more than you think you will eat. They are also very low in calories. I will again dice a small yellow onion and peel 1 clove of garlic. Now, to make this sauce creamy, I will first add into a glass 100 grams of water with 1/2 teaspoon or 2 grams of cornstarch. This is a common ingredient to thicken up sauces. I will also add about a teaspoon or 5 grams of vegetable broth powder. This will add a bit of umami flavor. And to make this sauce creamy, I will add this wonderful cream cheese called Laughing Cow. This is usually used as a spread for bread, but can also be added into sauces to add creaminess. One of these weighs 19 grams and have around 40 calories. They are available as a light version as well, but it's only a difference of about 10 calories, so it's not a big deal. Okay, let's get cooking. I will start with heating up a pan to medium-high heat, and then I will add in the mushrooms with a splash of water, about 50 grams. No oil will go into the pan yet. Mushrooms have a ton of tiny air pockets that will soak up all of the oil when you add it in, so to avoid this, I will first let the mushrooms collapse. The water is there so they don't burn, and once everything is cooked down and the water is evaporated, about 3 minutes later, I will add in some oil to help the browning process. I will also add in the onions so they can get some color as well. I will fry both now for about 3 to 5 minutes under occasional stirring. Then I will spray another bit of oil, fry in my minced garlic so it becomes fragrant, about 20 seconds. This is where I will add in the water, and you will see that this is immediately will start thickening. This is because of the cornstarch. Switch the heat down to medium-low and add in the Laughing Cow. You will need to press this down with a spatula so it gets completely incorporated into the sauce and everything becomes thick and creamy. This only takes about a minute. I will check for seasoning. Broth powder is usually quite salty, so all I will add is some black pepper. So at this stage the meatballs should be ready. They look absolutely beautiful and are still very juicy in the inside. I will add all of them on a plate and top everything with the mushroom sauce. This is already quite a tasty meal, but what will work perfect with this dish is a serving of rice. It's delicious with the sauce and turns everything into a complete and balanced meal. Add some fresh greens on top. I used parsley. The meatballs come in with 405 calories, 13 grams of carbs, 11 grams of fat and 57 grams of protein. The mushroom sauce has 158 calories, 15 grams of carbs, 8 grams of fat and 12 grams of protein. If you are are interested in all tools I use and recommend, everything is in the description box down below. Now that you know how meatballs work, you absolutely need to watch this video where I make a easy 2-ingredient dough so you can make your own meatball sub. So click on this video and see you there.